As a instructor, the expectation means guessing what will happen after during the tour or project and or lesson. It will be very important for the safety. So, an instructor should know about the expectation, just like weather forecast. The reason why we checking out the weather forecast before we go excursion or making plans, we should know about. We would like to know about what will what it will happen while we're doing the process. So the expectation is very important, and knowing about the process, uh, then and making plan is possible. For example, when the instructor give a lesson for beginners who have no experience in water sports or in water condition, they should know not only weather forecast or the current or environment, but also the attendant who have no experience or having experience. So it's not easy. It's not simple. Making plan about the course and then first checking out the date and the time. After then, and checking out the weather and the tide or current, and also the wind direction, all about. It's very important, all about the checkings. After then, making plan, making schedule, depends on their weather condition. And knowing about the attendant also very important. Making schedule is very important. First, while I make schedule, and then, for example, elementary school program, and the best time will be considered because the tide is reported annually. So, and then we can choose the best time in terms of tide. Tide chart is from the local lunar calendar we can get and decided to that. After then, and when the date is coming, and then we needed to check out the weather, whether it's good or not. If the weather is not bad, and then we can change the date from delay or cancel. Also. But then whether it's good, it's good. And then making program is very important. And also checking out the spots will be important. Simply and during the session, and also need to expectation is very important, especially doing stand-up paddleboarding is very effective by the wind and current, not rather than the surfing. So, and then the instructor should know about instructor should know about instructor oh, okay. Instructor should know about the process, and then when they start, the wind, where the wind come from, the wind go and wind where it's current. So it depends on the attendant, the instructor checking out the place where give lesson and the boundary, limited boundary have. If the instructor cannot uh, keep the boundary, and then they floating. If instructor cannot control, don't take care of them, it might be very dangerous. And then there was some happens many times. I have experience about it, And also all the things is happening again and again. So we needed to know about the situation. So as a instructors, also when the finishing, if the process is not the same, if the attendant cannot control themselves in terms of the weather or the sport, instructor should be finished with the attendant. This program it will be very important. Today I talk about expectation. I mean that uh, instructor should know about what it will happen, all the process from beginning to the end, and also you know knowing about what will happen if the result will be bad. It should the planning it should be changed in terms of the expectation. That is very important for attendants and the instructor as well. Today, I talk about the expectation. Now I can get the contents with the AI. In English, make content of expectation, meaning what it will happen before we making schedule during the session for water sports, knowing about what it will happen if the dangerous and then the schedule should be changed, then it will be good and then yeah, it will be okay to keep doing after food bleeding week. Murmuring expectation, the peak to safe and successful water sports session. What is the expectation? Translate into Korean and Vietnamese above. Okay, I can get the contents from beginning to final words about expectation. Now I start with the same new project for water sports. My job by doing that. Okay, see, expectation, the people safe and successful water sports session. When we talk about expectation, we mean understanding and what usually happen before we make a schedule, start a session. In water sports, this idea is very important. It's about predicting and preparing for what might happen before, during, and after an activity. If there are any dangerous conditions, then we should change or delay the schedule. By doing so, we can make sure everything goes safely and smoothly. What expectation means for an instructor? For an instructor, expectation is similar to a weather forecast. It's about predicting possible situations and preparing for them. Before every tour, project, or lesson, instructor should think ahead. What will the weather be like? And how strong will the wind or current be? What kind of participant will join, beginners or experienced paddlers? What could possibly go wrong and how can we prevent it? By asking these questions, instructor can make safer and more enjoyable program. The importance of checking condition. Before making any plan, we must check the date and time, choose a suitable day and the tide level. Check the weather forecast. The rain, wind, and waves can change quickly. Check the tidal chart and current direction. Check the wind direction. Wind has a strong effect on standard paddleboarding. Check the location and boundaries, the weather, where the participant can safely move. After checking all of these, we can make the final schedule and course plan. Example, elementary school program. For example, when we prepare a standard paddleboard experience program for elementary school students, we needed to select the best time according to the tide chart based on the local lunar calendar, the wind and current condition, safety zone and the beach boundaries, instructor to student ratio, and then if the weather changes suddenly, we can delay or cancel the session. But if conditions are good, we can continue safely and make it a fun learning experience. The challenge of expectation in stand-up paddleboard. In stand-up paddleboarding, wind and current affect everything, even more than surfing. Stand-up paddleboarding can be dangerous when the wind changes direction or strength. That's why instructors must know where the wind comes from, know where it goes, understand how the tide moves, set clear boundaries for participants, supervise and manage the group carefully. If the instructor cannot maintain control or if participants move outside the boundary, it may become dangerous. This is something many instructors, including myself, have experienced many times. The meaning of expectations. In summary, the expectation means predicting what will happen from the beginning to the end of the session. It helps the instructor and participant to stay safe and manage time and conditions, react calmly and to changes and make every session both safe and enjoyable. If instructors and participants both understand the expectation, then every program to lesson or training can be successful. Final thought. Today I talk about expectation, not only as a prediction, but an mindset of preparation and awareness. When we know what might happen and how to respond, we can make every water sports session a safe, meaningful, and enjoyable experience. Okay.